Across the area. Unfortunately, got a good amount of that last night. Hopefully it didn't hinder too many Halloween plans, but it also continued into the day today. And for the most part, it was mainly confined to the morning, although for the last several hours, it's been a little bit more to our west, still impacting the river parishes. But again, this is much needed rainfall. We're starting to see some drought conditions worsen across parts of the state, and also up on the North Shore, although now it's more of a light, moderate rain across northern northern Washington, and more so over northern Tangi at this hour. And got some good soaking rains, and these are just the totals from midnight to now. Had over a half-inch of rainfall at Kenner, San Migueliano, and notice probably had some higher amounts elsewhere across lower Jefferson, Lafourche, and Terrebonne. Had over a half-inch of rainfall at Hammond and almost an inch of rain up in Macomb. Today's high 82 degrees. Thankfully, the clouds and rainfall helped to keep our temperatures a little bit cooler than the last few days, but still we're running well above our normal of 75, and I don't see any 70s back in the forecast until maybe next weekend and beyond. At the moment, we're under cloudy skies. Again, most of the rainfall starting to let up, and models indicating these should be wrapping up over the next several hours. A dew point of 72, winds out of the east, and a little bit of a breeze at 11 miles an hour. 70s, low 80s outside at the moment, and temperatures across the region are still on the mild side, 70s and 80s. If you remember yesterday, we were looking at the dew points that had dropped into the 50s in Dallas and Tyler, Texas. That was the front. Notice the dew points there already back into the 60s. The front is already moving back northward, so it is not going to do much more with this little boundary in place as with regards to our forecast through the night and into tomorrow, because again, this little boundary and the front itself are weakening, as will our rain coverage. During the day tomorrow, though, it does look like we're going to see a bit more cloudiness within this southwesterly flow aloft. Maybe some clearing during the overnight going into the start of the day Sunday, and then kind of a mix of sun and clouds with maybe a stray shower as we head into the end of our weekend. As far as the cool temperatures go, you have to head well up to the north. And one thing we have been talking about is that the upper pattern is just not favorable to bring any colder weather south. Here's an upper trough early next week. This is Tuesday, election day. Maybe it'll move through. Nope. Energy lifts to the north. Another upper low, upper troughing starts to develop. Now, as of the last few days, models had been a little bit more aggressive with this one finally bringing in some fall weather for next weekend. Looking at the latest runs, this upper low starts lifting to the north over the mountains and Great Plains. That would not lend itself to bring us any cool weather. So even going into the week beyond, November 11th now, maybe we'll start to see some fall-like temperatures heading our way, but I'm not too optimistic. And in fact, the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook and even the 15-day temperature outlook likely staying above normal for our temperatures. Doesn't mean every day is in the 80s or every day is particularly warm, but certainly not going to feel that fall weather back anytime soon. Of interest, a couple of areas we'll be watching down in the tropics. Now, keep in mind, the Gulf of Mexico is not the Gulf of Mexico of August and September. Now, the Caribbean is more conducive for development, and the GFS and the Euro have been indicating maybe some development, and they have both been indicating maybe that something does try and get into the Gulf. I'd mentioned the Euro is kind of along the same thinking, something trying to form once in the Caribbean and then moving it into the Gulf. Here's a couple of things to remember. In the Caribbean, we still have that deep, warm water. Gulf, more shallow, warm water, and in fact, most temperatures across the Gulf no longer supportive of tropical development or sustaining a tropical system. As well, once we get later into next week, we're going to see some dry air and increasing wind shear. The Gulf of Mexico is not a hospitable environment for tropical activity. So even if something is able to form down in the Caribbean, as it moves into the Gulf, it would likely encounter a lot going against it. So again, this does not look like it's a threat at all. Hopefully we get some rainfall out of it. As we head into the weekend, dry. Remember, we turn those clocks back 1 hour as an approaching front again stalls off to our west, might help to increase our rain chances again on election day.